Today I'm going to be planting Maris Piper potatoes and shallots in the garden beds behind me, so let me take off their covers and get to planting. Okay, I'm going to be planting my shallots first because I want the onion flavour to try and chase away the disease next to the other small delicate plants. So with these shallots, I'm going to be planting this side up, and it'll just protrude out of the earth a little bit to about that much, and this part being the root to plant it into the bottom. So let me get to that. Okay, here are my foot and here's my half feet. Now I'm going to be planting these with a spacing of 9 per square foot. And because I can't just put the compost on top of these because I must have the end sticking out, I'm going to take the compost, put a spade on it, let me just spread it around, and then I'll dig it in with a small fork so that there's plenty of compost and food, because this is really healthy soil. I did a check on it the other day, and it was a perfect 7, perfect balance between alkaline and acid. Now, let me just dig this in a little bit like this, and as you can see, the soil is nicely dug and it's very soft and friable, and this will incorporate all the and then of course I've got 12 to plant, so I want to plant some in this section as well. So if I just get some more compost, just put it up over here, spread it around a bit, and I'll just dig it in like I did that last lot over there. You know, I think it's good to get it in quite nicely and deeply so that the compost is nicely spread throughout. There we are. Let me just smooth it over nicely, like that. Then I just want to quickly mark out my 9 spaces. Now this fork is also just 4 inches wide, and that's what we need for this, is just there. Then I've got 9 spaces to put my shallots in. So we'll just extend that line down here and that line down here. And now the idea is we get our shallot. I'll just dig some space out here, dig a hole, and let me put my shallot in there like that. That's a bit of a hard stone. We don't need that to start off with. And we'll just cover it up really nicely and easy. And I'll just go through and do them all the same. Just put that in, put it up with the pointy side up, and cover up the shallot. Let's take out that, and we don't mistake it for a weed. And do the same over here with the next one. And let's see how this works, because it'll be really exciting stuff if it does. I enjoy the idea of this square foot gardening, and it'll be a real test to see just how well it works. Okay, so I'll just put that one in there so I can see where it is, and that one over there. Then I know these are my shallots. And now for the Maris Piper potatoes. Oh, these shallots are golden gourmet shallots. I'm quite interested to see how they taste. I think they'll be lovely. Okay, when you're planting them the potatoes, you'll already see it started to chit over here. It's got a couple over here and one at the top here. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be breaking off all these at the bottom that I don't necessarily want, because I want it to grow upwards, and just leave one, or if maybe two on the top, you leave two on the top. But then that potato will be ready for growing and putting into the ground. So let me do all my potatoes now, just leaving one little chit at the top, and then it can grow out. And I'll bury these about 5 inches deep. Of course, you must always make sure that you've got everything ready that you want. And so I put potatoes, I'm saying 5 inches deep. I'm saying it's sown today. And then I don't know the harvest times, but that's okay. And I want to put my spacing, because this is a really revolutionary part, and it's 4 per square. And well, I'll get the harvest time approximately on there at the moment, but I'll see later. But now we just need to do all the tags, and I'll be back with you when I've finished all the tags. The harvest information I'm putting on the back, because you've got earlies and second earlies in the main crop. So the first set of earlies will be July, then it'll be September, I think it is, yes, September, and then the main crop will be in October. Now I'm going to be doing this to all the tags. Okay, with the square foot gardening, they're suggesting that you plant 4 per square. Now that is very, very tight, so it'll be interesting to see how much we can get out. So like I've said, I'm going to dig this up, and then I'm going to add a bit of compost to these beds. Be careful not to disturb the squares next to it. But I've just dug that up, and look how lovely that soil is. Like I say, it was a perfect balance. And just take out all little bits and pieces. You don't want all this other stuff in it, and all the roots. And I must just do this one as well. Well, in fact, I've got to do all 4 of these beds, and then I'll put the compost in and just scramble it in nicely, because there's a lot of roots left here. So now we must just get them all out, make sure that it's a perfect bed to plant stuff in, give them the best possible chance. And while I'm at it, I'm going to be looking for things like slugs and stuff like this, because I've got a worm, and that's a beautiful little worm over here. As you can see, he's a really, really lovely little worm, but there's lots of them in this bed. And there's another one, which is good. And we just got to get in nice and deep. Like I say, this soil is lovely and beautifully moist and everything else. So let's just do this one as well, because I've got 5 of these beds today. Digging it up again. I just like to get all my spacings right. So I'm going to be putting one here. Now I have to dig down quite deeply here. So now there's a big weed that wasn't found. There's some really deep here. But anyway, yeah, that's about 5 inches deep. So now I'll take my potato. Let me take the one that I had before, like this, and I'll put it like that, and then I'll just cover them up very nicely and gently. And that's my first potato in. Now I'll take my next one, and I'm going to planting him in as well. So there he goes. That's about 5 inches deep. And I'll take that one, and I'll put him in, and I'll just cover them up. Now, I'm still finding bits of weeds because this was a really, really bad garden as far as weeds was concerned. So I'll cover them up. Now, working with 1 square foot, I know exactly where I put my my plants. So by doing that, I don't run out of where I'm planting everything. And because quite often I just sort of like lose count. And I think, away I go, and merry old soul, and I just carry on. But there we go. That's planted. He's even got his own personal worm there. And now I've got this last one to do. See, that's about 5 inches. That's bad, isn't it? But anyway, now I'll plant that one in here, and we'll just cover them up. And now we'll just wait for them to grow. But anyway, let me crack on and finish all this, lest you get bored with me. And I'll be with you. Okay, now that I've got all my planting done, I've weeded the beds, I've watered them, and I've covered them like I have over here, that they're secure from the cats. I'm going to continue stripping down these panels to carry on with my protective covering for the other beds. But for today, I'll say goodbye, and I'll see you tomorrow.
Yes! Please subscribe!